Hey there, is anybody listening? I thought I'd do a little live thing today, and I thought probably very short little live thing today. I don't know when we're going to be able to get with Kim and get a show like we used to do, and hopefully we will at some point. But anyway, today I thought I would talk a little bit about spirit guides, and I may be snacking while we're talking because I was late and I need I have a blood sugar moment coming on. I got a feeling, so I apologize in advance. The dogs know I'm going to eat, so the dogs have just decided to converge using my shoulder as a place to put food. That's just sad. I don't want to hear no smart remarks from somebody about my weight and eating while I'm doing this. Okay, so anyway, here's the thing. The other day, I went to I was in the bathroom, and I was just thinking, and you know how your mind wanders sometimes, and I don't know, I was just randomly letting my mind go out there, right? And I heard a voice in my head, and the voice was calling me a nickname that I had been called when I was very, very young with my first real boyfriend. And it's a weird nickname, and it doesn't make any sense. And I will tell you the word. It's not a real word. It's a made-up word that meant something, to us. It's silly, but it's Beowulf, not Beowulf like the movie Beowulf. And again, it's just a made-up sound that made sense to us. You had to be there, okay? But I hadn't thought of that name in years, and I wasn't thinking of it now. I heard it in my head. And, of course, I knew right away it was that old boyfriend. And I felt very angry. I don't know why. Because, it's like when I was a teenager. But, he passed away a few years ago. And very, very tragic disease that he had. And very sad for his family and for him. But I have some ill will towards him, I guess. Even though he broke my heart. He did apologize. And I'm over all that. Best thing he ever did was move out of my way. But I found out later some stuff that he had done to other people had nothing to do with me. That made me realize I really dodged a bullet big time with that one. But also, it made me have hard feelings because I knew he did some bad things that, I wish he hadn't done. But the point of this story, it made me realize somebody's trying to get my attention. And sometimes I do think that our guides do sometimes use a little more, I'm looking for the right word, a little more energy to get our attention. And I think that's what was happening. My mind was open, and that's when things like that, psychic events, can happen. Sometimes somebody's asking me, that somebody's saying that the video is not great. I don't know why not, because other people are seeing it clearly and I'm seeing it clearly, so hopefully it's on their end. I'm going to move the comments for a minute. But anyway, excuse me, allergies. But anyway, the thing is, I think sometimes, that when we are not paying attention, to go back where I was, and I'm sorry, this is the whole deal with live, isn't it, though? You're going to get what you get. But sometimes we do get these things that get our attention in a way when we're in that in-between zone. That's when we're psychically powerful, too. That's why I've told people sometimes when you're in bed and you're half awake, half asleep, to kind of try to imagine what you'd like to see happen. Or that's a good time to pray. If you're that kind of person, a praying person, which I am, that's a really good time. And it's a good time to visualize, to wish for, to send healing energy. Because when you're in the in-between state, that's when you can really pick up stuff. Well, anyway, I got to remembering about this old guy. It was kind of funny. Many years ago, well, actually, a few years ago, my current husband and me were cleaning up the house a little bit, and he was unloading the dishwasher, and he said, I don't know what's going on, but here's another fork. It's been bent the weirdest way when he got it out, and it was the middle two tines were bent, and I knew immediately it's that old boyfriend, because he had this strangest habit. He would eat by pushing the middle two tongs of the fork either in or out. I don't remember, but the end two would be even, and then the two middle would be up or back, whichever way it was. And he would do all forks that way. My stepmother was unloading the dishwasher one night, thinking, there's something wrong with this dishwasher. Something keeps happening to these forks. I can't understand it. Of course, I knew what it was, and I wasn't about to say a word. But it didn't hurt them. They could be bent back, but I wasn't going to go into that conversation. But anyway, when he said that about the forks coming out of the dishwasher, I knew full well it's him. It's that old boy, okay? And I didn't feel bad about it. I feel like he was sending a message that maybe said, hey, you know, I did some crap on the other side. Maybe I owe you some assistance now. And I don't have to know what that is. You know, I just need to know that it's happening. Sometimes I think we try so hard to get the message. What is this message that we're actually missing? Maybe something that we could be getting, and that is simply accepting that maybe somebody somewhere on the other side is doing a little something to help us out in ways that maybe we're not currently able to understand. This one kind of bothered me the way it hit, so I feel like maybe there's some changes afoot. I need to be aware of that, and maybe he can see something I can't. And because he can see something I can't, maybe he's going to be helping me out a little bit. And because he's helping me out a little bit, you know, maybe I can do a little bit better job of navigating whatever that road is. I'm not going to overthink it, but I'm going to share it with you because I feel like I'm supposed to. And that is the end of that. Now, y'all, I'm going to read my... Anybody got anything to say about anything? Because I'm not going to be on here forever because I'm hungry and I just wanted to touch base with everybody. Also, Kim always asks me, you know, what am I seeing this week? And the theme of the week has been mostly Capricorns. Capricorns are very lively right now. So just be aware of that. And not that any other, I'm not an astrologer. It doesn't mean that other people are not active, but that's what I've been seeing a lot of. And also maybe a few sprinkling, you know, whatever else. People are going to be melancholy maybe for the next little bit. They're going to be thinking about their past, looking back. You want to pay special attention to your own physical body. Pay attention to things like depression, because this could be a time when people's emotions might be way more sensitive and you might be more vulnerable to depression. Stomach issues could be highlighted. And... restless, very restless. And finally, I'm going to say, watch your money. Could be a time for money to come in and money to go out, but kind of try to pay attention to where your money's going. And I don't know what else. There's probably something else. Anybody want to tell me something? No? I appreciate y'all watching. I feel like we need to talk a little bit, though. Hello. I'm so glad that y'all did tune in today, and I'm so sorry that Kim's not here. I don't know what else. I think I'm supposed to say something else. I feel like anybody that can go to water safely, you know, creeks, running water, I feel like it's important. I don't know why. It feels like water is obviously about emotions. People are going to be more emotional right now too, so just try not to get caught up in drama if you can help it. It don't serve no purpose. Sometimes it does, but mostly it don't. Okay, something going on affecting cancers. Yeah, Capricorn is actually the polar opposite of cancer, and so I feel like if things are going on one end, it's probably going on the other end. And so I think that, yeah, absolutely, that cancers may be feeling, I want to say, my perception is, and I'm not even an astrologer, I just give you what I feel, that cancers right now might be a little more vulnerable. They might be wanting to clean house, figuratively and symbolically. And I feel like they also might be a little more about, I don't know, on edge. They also might be wanting to watch their money a little more closely. And they may be wanting to, I don't know, just break bad in some way and just, you know, clean a slate and start up again. And that, of course, isn't everybody, but I feel like it might be a little more unusual. And actually, they may be a little calmer. Some of them, actually, I've noticed, are actually kind of getting to a place like, you know, I've been so anxiety-ridden, I just can't take it anymore, and finally something snapped, and I'm calm now. So a little bit of calmness might be out there, and that's not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm worried about the virus too, Kay. I do think we have to be, obviously, continue to be vigilant and careful, about that. Okay, Fran, I love this. Fran says, I was in one of her dreams this week and I was delivering a package. Now, what I think is, you may very well, I might be an embodiment of your own psychic ability. You think of psychic, you might think, well, I know old Ange up there, But most people have psychic ability, okay? But so I might be an embodiment of your own psychic ability, and the package that I delivered was probably a message to you, and you may or may not have unwrapped that package. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. I think the message is in that you are receiving information, whether you know it or not. And I hope this air conditioner isn't too loud behind me. I'm sorry if it is, but there ain't no way in heck I'm cutting it off. And the kitchen was too bad of a mess to go in there, so this is what you have today. So anyway, I think that was a message that you may be receiving, being downloaded, whatever, with information, and that information is in the back of your mind. So if you don't have it in the front of your mind, it doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means you'll have it when you need it. I sometimes wonder if I could take the shortest and simplest sentence and draw it out to the longest possible response ever. I know I'm too wordy. I am sorry. Carla, you said you appreciate me being there. Well, I appreciate you being there. Y'all being there too. And let's see. Anything else? And you're welcome, Jeanette, and thank you for being there for me. I'm so sorry about your little Chihuahua passing. I actually saw one of my little dogs when it passed dart under the bed. I did. And so I have no doubt that you see her walking around. I have no doubt that you feel her. I do think that our pets sometimes, in fact, do linger. So I'm so sorry for your loss, but it doesn't surprise me a bit that she might still be visiting and hanging around a little bit. Anybody else got anything they want to share with me? And let me know before I go. I got a sandwich. Somebody's got to eat it. It's going to be me. Okay. Well, thank you all. I think there also might be a delay on this, so I hope somebody doesn't come up with a question. Okay, sorry, tune late. Have you said anything specific to Leos? Actually, I was talking about Leos at length to somebody right before I did this. And also, I'm sorry I did fail to let people know I would actually be on here, because I really didn't know I was going to till the last minute. Because to be honest, I didn't know if Kim was coming or not. I'm sure she told me. I just don't remember anything anymore, and I think she's kind of done with it until we get better equipment. I was just talking at length about them. So I think it's closing time for a lot of Leos to end up maybe a period of their life, whether that be maybe a time of unemployment for some, a time of relationship issues for some, and then maybe opening a door, starting something new. Leos should think of their upcoming birthdays maybe as rebirth days. Okay? Make a list of what you'd like to see happen in the coming year. Okay? Seeing a person in the dresser mirror, and of course, oh, that's wild, Robin. That does not surprise me. I feel like it could be someone you know. Trust your gut. If somebody pops in your head, if you see or feel a spirit, and a person pops in your head for no reason, there's probably a reason that at some level, an unconscious level, you are recognizing it. Then again, sometimes it's passing spirits. Sometimes it's a house spirit, which we hear around here a lot. Or sometimes it's just, well, like I said, not even a non-human spirit that may be just out there looking out for you, and you're catching a glimpse maybe in another dimension. Sometimes I think mirrors are doorways to other dimensions. I've had people talk about, looking in a mirror and seeing somebody looking back, and that wasn't them. So I think that a mirror can be a portal to another reality. I do. Fran, your Fran is saying that she feels that there is a lot of stuff going on that's causing her, that there's, try again, that she's stressed out, but there's nothing obvious. It don't have to be obvious. Sometimes it's just the energy of the world. And there's been so many people depressed and nervous and everything else. It's just, you might be fine. Your, little corner of the world might be fine, but everybody and their brother's energy could be, getting in there and affecting you. Honestly, I think there's something wrong with people in the way if they're not kind of stressing right now. So, friend, try to surround yourself. Imagination, again, for the 1,000th time, is the key. It's the bridge from one reality to another. And what you want to do is use your imagination, and you can ask for help from your higher power to bring up a bubble of light. Imagine then you're in a ball of light. Imagine then there is a mirror that forms around that light, a special mirror that good things can penetrate and bad things get sent away, and however you want to imagine that. It won't hurt, and it might help send back some of the psychic assault that you might be experiencing from just people. Okay, and yeah, Mary says she feels her mom all the time and dream of her 5 nights out of 7. You may be two things. Sometimes she may just be an image in your dream of that part of you that represents her, okay? Sometimes it isn't actually a visit. It is a visit. And even if you don't recall what was exchanged, whatever she gives you is there when you need it, although it may be in the back of your mind. You just know that it's there when you need it. Where they are, there's no time. Everything's just right now. And Mary, if you think she's protecting you for something, probably she's protecting you from something. So, you always trust what you feel. Unless it's what you feel, you trace it back. If it's coming from anxiety or fear or just hope, best wishes, you trace it back. And sometimes it's obviously coming from this, there, or the other. But if you trace it back and it's coming from that other kind of place, then you trust it. Carla says she's had experiences of seeing beings watch her like she was in a zoo for them. That's wild, Carla, and Carla's psychic person. When I was young, I used to think that a lot about myself. And I would worry, of course, about zoo animals as well as somebody should have. And but I would think that. And one day I had a little voice in my head that said something along the lines, it's like I was in a zoo, or animals in a zoo, at least they had other people or people that would come to see them. At least even though they were locked up, they were able to have a little bit of a life because of all the visitors to the zoo that would come by and visit with them. Yeah, that's what it was. And then I thought of that as an adult, and I thought, oh my God, it was me. I feel locked up, but at least I have people from all over the world that visit with me, and that helps me to get out, you might say, in a way that I would never be able to do on my own. Although, I'm getting older, not getting no younger. My knees are giving me trouble. I'm not able to get out and about like I'd like. I'm ready to go somewhere and see something. I finally made it to Florida, as a lot of you know, after 50-some years of wanting to get there. And then the virus strikes. It's like the whole world has to get a pandemic in order to keep me home, evidently. Okay, anything else anybody want me to address before I go? Sandwich is not going to eat itself. I so appreciate y'all tuning in, and if I do this again, I'll try to, you're so nice, Mary. Everybody loves me. I don't think everybody loves me at all, but thank you so very much. I think I'm kind of annoying myself. But anyway, I so appreciate, I'm actually struggling a little bit lately. I've been feeling, I don't know, like I'm a fraud, and that, I don't know, somehow everybody's going to wake up and remember that I'm a fraud. If that's true, please remember it wasn't on purpose. I was never an on-purpose fraud. But, I think, God, this is just crazy. But anyway, I don't know. I have insecurities. But anyway, thank you all so much. And, I love yins, and I don't know why yins love me, but thank you. And I'll see you again some other time, maybe, hopefully.